Your mother and I are so proud of you. Graduating from Wharton School of Business is a great accomplishment.
Thank you, Father. I have worked hard to understand the inner workings and hidden mechanisms of business operation. Speaking of which, for one of my projects I examined your orthodontic practice. I did a great deal of research and have some questions for you, if you do not mind.
Of course I do not mind. I'm happy to help.
Why do you use self-ligation brackets when they cost many times more than the traditional twin brackets?
I use them because they are faster, have less friction, and they are more comfortable.
There are no objective studies that show self-ligation brackets are any faster, have any less friction, or are any more comfortable. In fact, it seems that the wire technology has driven most of the advances you mention.
I don't care.
Okay, then why must you use the most expensive of the self-ligation brackets? If you must use self-ligation, why in the world would you spend 3 times as much for the name brand ones? Why do you love them so much?
Our bracket system is a passive system, and we have a system, and our system is the best system. You don't understand systems. Plus, our system allows us to increase our capacity, and that is important. My rep told me so.
I think you use this system so you can look cool in front of your friends, and because you are trying to be cooler than the orthodontist down the street. Also, I noticed that the average orthodontist is currently operating at less than 70% of capacity, so there is no reason to spend money to increase capacity when you are well below being at capacity.
I don't care.
Why did you spend all that money on a 3D imaging system?
3D imaging is really cool, and the patients love the cool images it makes, and it helps me sell cases, and I can see stuff I couldn't see before, like where an impacted canine is.
Yes, but what does it do? How does spending $100,000 to $200,000 help your business?
It's really cool.
What is the radiation dose per scan? Why can't you use a pano and a ceph in concert to locate a canine and even an occlusal film if necessary? Don't you realize that patients are not impressed with the 3D images you show them? They are not trained to read them. Don't you think you could spend your money more wisely? I'm sure this technology is useful in some settings, but I don't see how it helps the average orthodontist other than to raise his overhead.
You just don't understand. You are not an orthodontist. You are just a little girl.
One of us just graduated from Wharton School of Business.
I don't care.
Why do you make patients with simple, straightforward cases come back multiple times before you allow them to have braces? They came to the office to get braces. This is not an invasive procedure. They had to take off time from work and school. Why?
Orthodontics is a complicated and important medical profession. You cannot expect me to diagnose and treatment plan in one day, and then subject the patients to treatment right away, just because that is what they want. It's not like I've treated thousands of cases, and see similar ones over and over. I must take my records, so that I may rush to study them 5 minutes before the patient comes back for their consult.
That's another good question. Why do you take study models when you have radiographs and photos?
I like the feel of models in my hands. They are cool.
But patients do not like to get impressions made unless it is necessary.
I don't care.
And patients would like to get their braces on today if the case is simple and they are current with their dental visits.
I don't care.
Don't you apply any business principles to your business?
This is a practice, not a business. I'm a doctor.
Don't you realize that to have a successful practice you must also have a successful business and do things for a reason?
I don't care.
I have more questions.
I don't care. Go to your room, young lady.